Barnaby Jones, starring Buddy Ebsen. Also starring Lee Merriweather, with guest stars Gilbert Rowland, Cal Bellini, Joe Santos. Tonight's episode, Rendezvous with Terror.
Better change your mind. Come to the game with me, Betty. I heard it's going to be a dandy.
Oh, Barnaby, I'd love to, but I can't. I've got all of this paperwork, and when that's finished, I've got to find a birthday present.
Now, that's something that ought to be outlawed. Nobody should be allowed to remind anyone that they're a year older.
Just happy over 21, right?
I'd settle for happy over 39. Don't work too late.
I won't. Enjoy the game.
Do not turn around, Mr. Jones. Do as you're told, and you won't be harmed.
Keep your hands down at your sides at all times.
When we reach the lobby, turn and walk to the front of the building.
Well, I ran smack into a wall with these blinders on.
We'll guide you.
Quickly! I got a couple tickets for the game tonight. Are just gonna go to waste. You fellas wouldn't want to go, would you?
Hardly of any importance.
Bet there are a few local fans who would disagree with you on that. I'm beginning to feel sorry for horses that have to wear blinders.
There for your protection, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones, forgive me for having caused you any discomfort, but I hope you have been treated with respect.
But I've seen a condemned man being given the red carpet treatment, too.
I understand. I will explain to you very shortly. Take him to the office. Please leave us alone. Mr. Jones, you were recommended to me by someone I have complete faith in. I would like to hire your services.
Well, that's my business, dealing in services, but I'd rather be here under my own free will and without these blinders.
Please. You would recognize me instantly. My anonymity must be maintained. The lives of certain people depend on that. I assure you, Mr. Jones, that the service you will perform for me is most honorable.
Ordinarily, under these conditions, I would give you a very short answer, adding up to no. But let's just say that you've got me sufficiently intrigued to listen.
I want you to locate somebody for me. I want you to find a man for me.
I have considerable work to do at the house. I'll take some of the men with me.
I will be no more than a few minutes with Mr. Jones. I prefer you remain and see him safely back to his office. The man's name is Revis. John Revis. I'm sure he's around the Los Angeles area. I will contact you in a few days to get your report.
Well, now, hold on. As a matter of policy, I never start a search for anyone unless I know why they're wanted and who wants them.
I understand. But I mean no harm to this young man. All I can tell you is that he is my son. And if it became known that I searched for my son, his life would be in jeopardy. I don't even want him to know anything about it. Take him out of here. How could they have known that I would be here tonight?
Javier has good intelligence.
Perhaps. Or there's an informer amongst us.
I cannot believe that. Besides, I warned you coming here would be risky.
You think there is no point in arranging talks with this, Javier?
Nothing but blood will satisfy Javier. He's a fanatic to the core.
I see. Let us return to the house.
Your weapon minus the bullets. The door is open, Mr. Jones. Step out. Wait for us to leave before taking off your glasses.
You mean I'm going to get to keep these as a memento?
It's a very serious business with us, Mr. Jones.
I won't dispute that. Kidnapping, shooting, possibly murder, that's all serious business.
Some bad luck. Carlos got hurt.
All right. Whose idea was this?
The Vargas just had more men.
I didn't ask you how many men he had. I want to know who gave the orders to make this attempt on the Varga.
I did, Javier. The opportunity presented itself.
And you blew it. You also blew any last chance to have him listen to reason.
We had information that says reason is the furthest thing from his mind. Come inside, we'll discuss it.
How bad is he?
The bullet is out.
I don't expect any complications.
Sorry.
Who leads here, Balazar?
There was no time to confer with you. We got word that Vaga would be at Silver's winery tonight meeting with a man.
But why the haste? Why use my men like common thugs?
Because time now is all important. Vaga has put a price on your head, hired a private detective to locate your whereabouts. He wants you dead. He needs you dead. You don't have to guess any longer why he's in this country, in this particular city. Do you know what your head is worth? $100,000.
How did you hear this?
I have a well-placed friend that keeps me accurately informed. Javier, we have planned to fight this man in the hills of our country, killing only when necessary in the fields of battle. Well, the battle is here now, and the Vaga has chosen the time and place. We have no alternative but to meet him head on.
How did he learn we have headquarters here?
The fact remains he did. And just as we need the name of the Vaga obliterated from our country's history, so he needs your name only as a faint memory, not as a battle cry. Javier, there are thousands of men ready to follow you.
This detective.
His name is Barnaby Jones.
And what would be your advice regarding him?
Javier, leave it in my hands. If this man is anything more than a nuisance, we will dispose of him.
Drive a little faster, Betty. But not over the speed limit. They were very careful about that.
It's 1 minute to 12.
If we get within 6 blocks of the place, we ought to hear the chimes.
Barnaby, why don't you leave it up to this man to contact you? And if he doesn't, then you can just drop the case.
Because thinking back, I really did accept this job in principle. At least I didn't tell him no. You know, Betty, even though I couldn't see him, it was very strange. I felt comfortable with him. As if he was an honest man in deep trouble. Listen.
It's just ahead. It's the university campus.
Within 4, 5 minutes, closer to 5, left turn should be a one-way street. From here to the railroad tracks, no turns were made. Once across, sharp left. We've got to be within a mile of that plant. Motel Row is to the south. East and west streets are too narrow. Try a right turn up ahead. Cross any cobblestones, we start circling. Pull over there, Betty.
Tienes que trabajar extra esta noche.
Good morning.
Good morning. May I help you?
Well, yes, maybe you could, Mr.
Garcia.
Mr. Garcia, I'm Barnaby Jones, a private investigator. I'd like to ask the manager a few questions.
I am the manager.
Oh, well, what time do you close in the evening?
Generally at 5 o'clock.
And last night?
At that time. May I ask the purpose of your questions?
Well, there was some sort of a disturbance reported in this area last night. Say, that claret smells good. You wouldn't have a bottle of Cabernet 36 or Zinfandel lying around, would
I'm
you?
afraid not. Mr. Jones.
Yes, they are getting scared. Was this disturbance reported to you?
No, the winery was locked. We found nothing disturbed this morning when we opened.
You have a night watchman?
Not always. Mr. Jones, I am very busy.
Yeah, so am I.
Mr. Jones, we prefer not to have people walking while the plant is operating.
Yeah, I can understand that. Is that a bullet hole?
Well, it's an old building. Who knows what may have taken place here years ago.
True. I think I'll go out that way. Thanks for your time.
You fool!
He was inside before I knew it.
You had to give him a tour of the place.
I couldn't help it. He asked about a disturbance here last night. I think he knows he was brought here.
Which is obvious.
He can't prove anything.
He knows enough. And that's too much.
Barnaby, please.
I'll be all right. See you at night. Okay, driver.
This is a private road, sir.
I know it's a private road, son. Now, you just better get on that phone in there and call whoever's in charge and tell them unless they want it to become a very unprivate road with the police, they better talk to me right away. My name's Barnaby Jones.
Have a duplicate forwarded to the Paris embassy for their information.
That man you hired, Jones, he appeared at the plant this morning.
It seems he deserves his glowing references as a detective. Did you talk to him?
Garcia did.
Yeah.
You should have called his office and told him to keep the money, that his services were no longer needed.
Have Mr. Jones escorted up here, please.
Varga.
Mr. Jones, your instructions were to find John Revis, that I would contact you.
Yes, I know, Mr. Varga. But just as you had my references checked before you hired me, it's my practice to check the references of all my clients.
I owe you an apology. But, Mr. Jones, it was imperative to me that my visit to this country not be common knowledge. Although, last night, that little episode proved that knowledge is more common than I desired. I have two reasons for being in this country. One of them is to learn the whereabouts of my son, John Revis, as I told you. The other is medical. that knowledge that my health is not what it should be could create unrest in my country. I spent 20 years with some very brave men to topple one of the most cruel dictatorships ever to appear in South America. Any signs of instability in my leadership may well signal the return to conflict.
Simple little phone call to me could have set up a meeting without all the folderol.
Again, I ask your forgiveness. But so much was at stake, and so much is at stake, that I remained incognito.
The shooting last night.
A revolutionary faction led by a man named Javier. He obviously knows that I'm here in this country, but what he does not know is that I search for my son. That he must never learn.
John Revis.
Yes. Mr. Jones, I'm going to be very frank with you. I have a terminal illness. I have about a year or two to live at the most. Mr. Jones, my country has stability because the name of the Varga is at its head. If the name is carried on, there is a very good chance that stability will carry on. Wine?
No, thank you. Why isn't your son's name DeVarga?
Revis was the name taken by his mother when we separated 20 years ago.
20 years?
Yes. She refused to go with me when I returned to my country to lead the revolution. In changing her name, her moving away, she prevented my son from ever learning who his father was. The fact that he is a DeVarga.
I see.
Mr. Jones, I could not personally conduct a search for my son without calling attention to the fact that I have a wife and a son in this country. Their lives would be in jeopardy. This was taken over 20 years ago. I recently heard that she was seen here in Los Angeles. Such a beautiful woman. Beautiful in every way. Use care in your search, Mr. Jones.
Mrs. Revis. I'm Barnaby Jones. Could I speak to you a moment?
What about?
Juan DeVarga. He feels it's most urgent. He wants to see his son. He hired me to find him.
After 20 years? Mr. Jones, I don't find that request at all touching.
I appreciate your feelings. Your husband feels those years also. But he dedicated that time to the people of his country. Mrs. Revis, your son is 25 years old. Shouldn't he be the one to decide whether he sees his father?
After 20 years? Why? Why would he? There could be only one reason. The old lion is dying, isn't he?
He learned he has a year, maybe 2 at best.
He had such strength. Yes, perhaps you are right. The boy should make his own decision.
Should I talk to him?
I don't know where he is at the present time. He travels a great deal. He's been very restless since he graduated law school. telephones. Sometimes he visits.
Do you know of any of his close friends who might know where he is?
Well, he seldom talks to me about... He once brought a girl here to dinner, Angela. In talking to her, she told me that she worked at the Bellew fabric shop. It's on the boulevard south of here.
Is there anything you'd like me to tell your husband?
Just that I wish him well.
You must be Angela. You certainly answered the description.
Why, thank you. What can I do for you?
My name is Barnaby Jones. I'm a private investigator, estates, insurance work. Seems there's a John Revis who is having a sort of an inheritance problem. I know this all sounds very vague, but I'd like to talk to him.
What have I got to do with this John Revis?
His mother referred me to you, said you might be able to help me find him. I understand he moves around a lot.
Yes, he does.
Any idea at all of where he is?
Well, I might be able to find him in one place. If you wait, I can phone.
Sure.
Darling, there's a private investigator named Jones here, asking for John Revis. You mean right now? All right, I'll get him there. He's at a friend's. He asked if we could join him for lunch.
Fine. That is, if the lunch is on me.
That's very kind of you. But you'll probably have a fight on your hands if I know John. There's the dining room off the back entrance.
That door.
What do we do? Send out for the lunches?
You'll find that I'm not a man to joke with, Mr. Jones.
Doesn't that prove a disadvantage in everyday living?
You will tell me here and now why the Vaga hired you.
Mr. Jones.
Let me handle this. You need not be involved, Javier.
Javier?
You search for a man named John Revis. Why?
What business is that of yours?
I'm John Revis.
You're John Revis? And you're also a Javier? One and the same?
That's right. You're surprised?
Mind-boggling. What do you say to a meeting with Varga? So you could get together and talk out your differences.
The Varga wanted you to locate me so we could talk.
It's about what it amounts to.
All right. Then let him come here.
Don't think it'd be practical. What about some neutral place, the San Felipe Mission? I could set it up so that you and De Varga could have a nice quiet meeting there.
Were you about to say something else?
How's that suit you? Face-to-face meeting at the mission.
I can't believe he's sincere.
He is. I can set it up in an hour.
Okay. Return his weapon.
What is this?
Return it.
1 hour?
1 hour.
Explain what you are doing.
Meeting with the Varga of the San Felipe mission.
For what purposes?
To talk.
I forbid any such meeting.
You forbid?
I will accept no compromises.
Well, maybe the Varga has become afraid. Maybe he sees it inevitable. He must step down.
The man is a compulsive liar. He does not know what the truth is.
Well, then, of course, I'll know there can't be any compromises.
Yes, yes, and learning that.
Why? Why would he want to talk?
It must be some kind of a trap. He does not know what you look like, neither does his men. Once they learn that, your life is forfeited.
Is the man so devious, so crude?
He's corrupted by power. It's simple as that. Not only will your life be at stake, but all those that follow you. You'll be alone with him. In one precious moment, you can determine the fate of our whole country.
They'd search me for a weapon before the meeting.
Once we learn where in the mission the meeting is at, we'll have a gun hidden there. Don't even listen to him.
No. I will hear him out. That much I promised.
I want you to listen very carefully.
And if Javier doesn't act? All right, then we must go beyond that. Then both of them must go.
Mr. Jones?
I had something to tell you. I thought I'd better do it in person.
Alonso?
I've set up a meeting between you and Javier at the San Felipe mission.
Mr. Jones, you were hired to find my son, John Revis, not to get yourself involved in political affairs.
I found John Revis. Your son is also known as Javier. I didn't tell him anything excepting that Juan de Varga wanted to talk to him. Not even your wife knew of his activities.
Incredible. Unbelievable. Tell me, Mr. Jones, what kind of a man is he? Is my son an intelligent man or just a hothead fanatic?
Well, I don't like to make a judgment after only a few minutes with a man.
That will be up to me to find out. But as Juan de Varga talking to Javier, not as a father talking to a son.
It makes me kind of nervous. The man you'll be talking to sees your death as the best thing that could happen. Wouldn't it be safer to tell him he's your son right off?
No, Mr. Jones. I will have to find out what kind of a man he really is. That is very important to me. You wait here with Garcia.
Javier has been searched. He's not armed. Waits for you in the courtyard beyond.
Is there another door to here? There's a gate out in the rear courtyard, but it's bolted from the inside. Mr. Balazar anywhere about?
No, sir.
So, you are Javier. I must say, you do not look like much.
But you do. Which proves, doesn't it, appearances are deceiving.
I have heard that you are a lawyer. Lawyers deal in logic, do they not?
Don't waste my time with riddles, huh?
Oh, I forgot. Your time is very precious. 24 hours a day devoted to intrigue.
You talk of intrigue. How many of my men do you have rotting in your prisons?
As many as deserve it. In civilized countries, terrorizing people is not permitted.
Making speeches in a plaza is terrorizing. Huh?
Making speeches to draw the crowds so that the bombs could be more effective? Yes.
That was not our doing.
Perhaps you are not aware of all the tactics your men are using.
The bombs could have been planted by your orders to discredit us.
Javier, you are beginning to bore me.
Is this your idea of a talk? Insults?
Tell me, John.
Don't call me by my familiar name.
Sorry. It came out naturally. Javier, how would you handle it? Let us assume that I was so feeble-minded as to appoint you to a ministry post and tell our people they should support you should I leave office. How would you handle the affairs of state?
Everything you've neglected. A network of roads, of factories. The number of schools should be doubled.
Where's all the money for this? What magic wand would you use?
Force the people to contribute their labor. Force every man and every woman to work.
Force the people against their will?
These people are peasants, 50 years behind the times. What they need are orders, not requests.
Javier, I am their leader. I am their servant. I suggest, then I obey their wishes. They are a little slower, but that is their way. That is the democratic process. Yes, they are only peasants, and so was I once. But even a peasant must feel that he is a man of importance, that he has a voice in his own destiny. freedom cannot be qualified. It cannot be spooned out or rationed like you would ration any. The fool's answer to logic.
An answer to total deception.
You would be a leader, Javier, and not know when a man lies? Have you not learned how to read the truth in a man's face? Is there no doubt in your mind that I am anything else but the man you see and listen to? I see a slight doubt there. A doubt from the very minute we stood here face to face. Do you agree? Javier, there's something important I want to say to you. Come with me to the car.
Why would you want to protect me?
Is it strange for a man to protect his own flesh and blood? You have changed so little.
And you have changed much.
Not here.
John, I think I'll say goodbye here. They're having an important talk.
Yes, but she won't come with us. The hurt is too deep. Mr. Jones, it was a great pleasure meeting you.
Well, I don't know if I can call it a pleasure, but it was an experience. You know, you seem to make a lot of snap judgments, and your batting average is not too high.
What do you mean?
You've underestimated your father again.
Barnaby Jones, a Quinn Martin production, starring Buddy Ebsen. Also starring Lee Merriweather, Mark Shera, with guest stars Jacqueline Scott, Michael Strong. Tonight's episode, Uninvited Peril.
Operator, I need to talk to a Mrs. Verna Compton, Denver, Colorado. Collect, please.
Stuart, if it's one of those women from the health spa, tell them I can take them anytime between 3 and 5.
It's past 1 a.m., Verna. Nobody'd be calling for masseurs this time of night. Hello.
I have a collect call from
Yeah?
Richard Davis in Los Angeles.
Collect from where?
Los Angeles.
Just a minute. Verna, you know anyone in Los Angeles named Richard Davis?
Davis?
Stuart, it's me. It's me.
Verna, it's Dwayne.
Will
Hello?
you accept the call?
Oh, yes, operator. I'll take the call. Oh, Dwayne. Dwayne, is it really you?
Don't get excited.
Oh, excited. My pills. Get me my pills. Oh, honey, how thoughtless can you be? Do you realize that it has been almost 4 months since you got out of that awful hospital? And the only consideration you've shown your poor mother is one tacky postcard from San Francisco.
I needed to get my head together, just make sense out of things. And I even got a job after I hitched down here to L.A. And then I met this girl.
I knew it. That's why you forgot that I even existed. Son, haven't I warned you about those pickups? They're just tramps, all of them.
Well, that's why I called. I need your help. Just like before.
Like before. What is it, Dwayne? What's wrong?
It happened again, Mom.
Oh, my Lord.
What is it?
Are you sure, Dwayne? Are you sure?
Yes, but I couldn't help myself. She's just like all those other girls. She's just filth. Mama, help me. I don't know what to do.
It's all right, son. Stuart and I'll be on the next plane for Los Angeles.
Verna, what's going on?
Just get some clothes on and pack some things for us. Dwayne, what's that address where you're at?
It's the Marco Apartments, 5th and West Room. Mom!
And that name you're using, Richard what?
Yes, it's Davis, but Mom, I can't stay here.
Son, just get hold of yourself. Now listen to me. Listen very carefully. You can't let them find what you did, like the last time. You know what I mean? This time, you must get rid of it.
No, I can't. No.
Now, while it's still dark, you have got to take it out in the woods somewhere and bury it.
Bury it?
That's right. And then you go back to your room and wait for us.
I'll try. But hurry, please.
startled me. I didn't hear you come in. I'm sorry.
I'm looking for the Barnaby Jones that's listed in the phone book as an investigator.
Well, I expect him back in a few minutes. Can I help you?
Verna?
Oh, there's someone here. I'm Verna Davis. This is my husband, Stuart.
Well, I'm Betty Jones, Barnaby's daughter-in-law, his secretary. What did you want to see him about?
Well, it's about my son, Dwayne. This sweet, lovely boy has disappeared. He's just vanished. And Richard's a good boy. I mean, he's never been in any trouble in his life.
Didn't you just call him Dwayne?
Oh, did I? Do you mind if I sit down?
Certainly.
He goes by Richard himself now. He thinks it's more manly, but I just can't get used to it.
Richard Davis. His height, weight?
5'9", about 140, 45 pounds. Blondish hair, hazel eyes. And he just turned 22.
When were you last in touch with him?
I talked to him on the phone about flying in from Denver last night. That's where we live.
You mean he's just been missing since last night?
And when we got here this morning, he had already checked out of his room, bag and baggage. He didn't even leave a forwarding address.
Mrs. Davis, you see, Barnaby doesn't usually handle ordinary cases of missing persons.
He doesn't?
No.
Stuart, what are we gonna do?
Perhaps there's something I could do. I mean, I can't really guarantee anything, but
Oh, you will? Oh, thank you. Right off, I just knew you were a very human type of person.
Well, the trouble is, I really don't know where to start. What about work? Did he have a job here?
He said something about a job, but I didn't even think to ask him what it was.
Now, could be he got himself into some carpentry work.
Oh, well, if he's a member of the Carpenters Union, that'll narrow it down some.
Well, he's not, but being a carpenter myself, every now and then I scab him onto a job so he can pick up a couple of dollars. Boy wasn't good for much else.
It's your trouble, Stuart. You're always looking down your nose at him because he's a stepson.
Well, listen, I'll start checking around, and if I come up with anything, where can I reach you?
Everything's been so hectic, we haven't even had time to take a room yet.
All right. Call me here at the office, but before 6.
And thank you, Betty. Very much. Oh, no harm done, darling.
Betty, did the insurance company send over the list of stolen items from the Relics warehouse here?
Here's the list for you.
Good, thanks.
And here's Reddick's market values of all the items stolen.
Those people on the way out, what was that about?
Well, they wanted to hire you to find their son who's been missing since last night.
Last night?
I know, that's what I said.
I hope you didn't tell her I'd take the case.
Of course not. I said I would.
It's us.
Oh, just a second.
I hope you don't mind us just dropping in like this.
Well, no, that's all right.
Oh, what a lovely apartment.
Oh, I'm sorry, come on in. Oh, please. I'd love to know how you found my address.
Oh, it wasn't easy considering how many Joneses there are in the phone book. It was just lucky I was able to match one of them with that bill I saw from Carstairs department store on your desk. This is for you. Chocolate-covered cherries. Grandma always said, never visit empty-handed.
Well, that's very thoughtful of you. I really expected you to call at the office.
Oh, I did, didn't I, Stuart?
Well,
You'd
you
already
see-
gone. Nothing, huh? I can see it in your face. I just know something dreadful's happened to that boy.
Oh, Berna, don't worry so. The lady's doing the best she can, I'm sure. She's got to get off her feet a while.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please, sit down. Can I get you some coffee? Tea, perhaps?
Oh, no stimulants, the doctor said.
Oh.
Oh, that boy. That boy.
Yeah, you really didn't give me a chance to tell you. I have turned up one possible lead.
You did?
Mm-hmm. One of the jobbers that I talked to, who hires non-union carpenters, said that he really couldn't remember the name, but that a young man answering Richard's description left him for a job in a lumber yard.
Did you hear that, Stuart? Did he say what lumber yard?
No, but I've been running down all the ones in the phone book, and if that doesn't turn up anything, well, we'll try something else.
Like what?
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Meanwhile, I imagine you're about as tired as I am. I mean, it's been a long day. I'm rather anxious to get some sleep.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. You must be tired.
What is it?
Easy, Verna.
What is
Now, take it easy.
Are you all right?
Heart. Acts up every now and then. Can we have some water, please?
Oh, shouldn't I call a doctor?
No, don't do that. I'll be all right, Betty. I just have to get some rest for a few hours.
Yeah, you are.
Your hotel, is it far from here?
Go on, Stuart. Tell her where our hotel
Well, the
is.
ones we looked at are pretty expensive. Gotta watch our pennies, you know.
You mean you don't have a place to stay yet?
Now, don't you worry your mind about that. We'll find something.
Verna, you're gonna kill yourself.
Well, if I do, it's not going to be on this kind lady's floor. Now, come on, Stuart.
Betty, will you please talk to her?
Oh, well, I suppose you could rest here.
Oh, what a neighborly thing to do.
I mean, it's just that I'm not really set up for house guests.
Oh, this couch will suit me just fine. And Stuart can, we can push those 2 chairs right up to the ottoman.
Well, sure, I guess, yeah. Are you sure you're going to be comfortable enough? I mean...
Oh, like 2 robins in a nest.
Oh, yes, I can take care of that.
Oh, right. Now, don't you pay us any mind. You just go on to bed and don't you worry about anything. Oh, Betty. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Matthew 25. Bless you, Betty.
Well, I do hope you're feeling better in the morning. Call me if, sleep well. Good night.
Good night, Betty. We didn't know what time you'd be getting up, or Stuart had cooked enough eggs for you, too. Oh, Stuart.
Oh, yeah, sure.
No, really. That's all right. Don't worry about me. I see you're feeling better.
No, not really. I won't be myself again until I see my son and know he's well and safe.
You're a little low on the orange juice, but we saved you some.
Oh, no, really. I usually get something at the office. Has anybody seen the morning paper?
Paper?
Wasn't the paper outside the front door?
We never opened the door.
Oh. Oh, it doesn't matter. Listen, as long as you're here, why don't you just stay a few more hours so that I know where I can reach you, and maybe by then I'll have some better news.
Oh, Betty, I don't know what we would have done without you.
Oh. Well, enjoy.
What's going to happen when she sees this? Well, what if she recognizes that this is Dwayne?
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
No. No, I like that boy. You know that.
No, you don't. But it doesn't matter as long as you keep it in your mind that I am never going to let them take him back to that awful hospital again. And if anybody gets in my way, kill him.
He doesn't work there. All right, fine. Thank you very much.
You're not still at that missing son business, are you?
Are you kidding? She's so dedicated she had her clients overnight as house guests.
Big mouth.
Betty, don't you think it's about time that you filled us in on what's going on?
It's really nothing, Barnaby. By the time I got home last night, I had... Excuse me. Betty Jones, Barnaby Jones Investigations. May I help you?
Yeah, this is the foreman at Redwood Lumber. I got a message here you called yesterday. What can I do for you?
Yes, well, it's in reference to Richard Davis. The clerk that I spoke to said that the name sounded familiar, but that...
What about Davis?
Oh, he does work there, then?
Not anymore. The creep quit me yesterday.
No.
Well, what's this all about? Is he in some kind of trouble, I hope?
No, nothing like that. His mother is in from out of town, and she asked me to look for him.
Yeah, well, tell her to drop by here in 5 or 10 minutes. Her baby boy will be stopping by then for his final check.
He is that... Hello? Verna? Betty, I have some good news.
You found me.
Well, I think so. But you're going to have to get there fast before he gets away again.
Where is it?
It's the Redwood Lumber Yard.
Tell me how to get there.
All right, you take the downtown freeway to the Wallace off-ramp, and you take Wallace east to Glendon, and that's it.
Now, wait a minute. It's the Wallace off-ramp, and then Glendon?
East to Glendon. Listen, there isn't much time. I'm closer. I better drive over there and make sure you don't miss Richard in case you have trouble finding the place, all right?
No, we're on our way. Come on.
Here's the report, Barnaby.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, listen, I have to wind up my little missing persons case, so I'll meet you in Long Beach, all right?
Oh, you found your man that fast. Congratulations.
Thank you.
They should all be that easy.
Nothing to it, J.R. Just talent, perseverance, and good lucks. Bye.
Yeah, don't make this load your life's work, huh?
Hello, Mr. Winchell. My paycheck ready?
Yeah, I'll be with you in a minute, kid.
What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. Just looking for your check here. There must have been some Donnybrook you got in the other night to get your face all scratched up like that.
How'd you know I got it scratched?
Well, I saw it when you came by yesterday. Look, it seems like they didn't put your check in this batch.
What are you trying to pull?
Nothing, I'll just call the main office and they'll send it right over, no problem. Hello? Yeah, Sergeant, I'd like to talk to somebody about that guy's picture in this morning's paper. Yeah.
Hang it up. Hang up right now.
Yeah, hey, take it easy, but
Come on, get back in here.
Your check is here, right?
I won't be able to cash it now. I want my money from the box to keep in the drawer.
Sure, kid, whatever.
Hi,
Shut up. Don't make a sound. Get over there.
Better do like he says, lady. He's the killer the cops are looking for.
Come on, get over here! Come on, come on, come on. Is that your car out there?
Yes.
All right. You're gonna drive us out of here. Go on.
You're in no condition.
Go on.
There it is.
Look, it's Dwayne. Stop. Stop.
Looks like he's been hurt.
Follow him.
Dwayne! Dwayne! Honey, what have they done to you? It's all right, honey. Mama's here. Everything's gonna be all right.
He's bleeding bad.
I'll get an ambulance.
Oh, Betty, no. Don't get an ambulance. I mean, I can take care of him. He's gonna be all right.
Verna, he's been shot. He could die.
But they're not gonna lock him up again. Do you hear me? Never.
Verna.
They are never going to take him away from me again.
Barnaby, JR, glad your exchange could locate you. When I heard communications broadcast the DMV on it, I dropped everything, came right over.
I gather there were no witnesses.
All black and white spotted it parked here illegally. Stopped to check it out, saw the blood on the front seat there and called in.
Well, there's no way of telling whether it was in the car when whatever happened, right?
No, but if it was stolen, she would have reported it by now, wouldn't she?
Yeah, I guess.
Doesn't seem to be any blood on the driver's side.
Meaning that the driver was injured after moving over to the passenger side, or there was more than one person in the car.
You mind?
Of course not. Listen, assuming the car wasn't stolen, you have any idea what Betty was doing that would bring her into this out-of-the-way part of town?
When she left the office, she was on her way to try to help some people contact their son.
Barnaby! Trail of blood leads all the way along here and then stops right here.
Yeah, as if whoever was hurt got into another car.
That's where we got it figured. Listen, you better give me the names of those people Betty was trying to help.
Well, Lieutenant, we don't know their names. We were working on another case at the time. We never really got into it with her.
She probably made some notes. We'll stay in touch.
What are we stopping for?
Verna, I don't think those bandages and stuff we got at the drugstore is gonna be enough.
Damn you, Stuart. I told you hospitals have got to report gunshot wounds. Now get out of here.
Don't do it. Are you crazy? He needs a doctor.
I can take care of it. He'll be all right.
Verna, he's going to bleed to death, right in your arms.
I'll check things out first. But if she tries anything, you know what to do.
Can I help you? Indeed, miss, I hope you can. You see, I'm in great need of a doctor.
Is it an emergency?
Oh, no, not really. What I'm talking about is, you know, a family-type doctor, one that treats his patients in his own private offices.
Oh, what? I'm afraid it's against hospital policy to make such recommendations, but if you call the medical association, they can help.
What about that doctor over there? I mean, he doesn't just work here all the time, does he?
Dr. Oxford? No, he has his own practice. He works here on weekends. Would you like to talk to him?
Oh, no, that's okay. I'll just wait till he's finished. Thanks, miss. Doctor, please. It's an emergency.
Oh, what is it, ma'am?
Oh, please, it's my son. He's out in the car, and he's been hurt awful bad.
All right. I'll have some orderlies bring out a gurney.
Oh, no. You shouldn't even move him until you look at him. I think he might be dying. Please.
All right. Let's have a look.
Here.
How did this happen?
I'll tell you all about it on your way to your private offices.
Hey, what's going on here?
You are crazy.
What are you waiting for, Stuart? Get out of here.
There it is. Richard Davis.
Verna and Stuart Davis, Denver, Colorado. Description.
Everything's here except where Betty was headed.
Checking off phone numbers in this book. Here we are. Lumberyard. Got down to Redwood. Barnaby Jones, investigations. I'm checking on a call that was made to you people within the last couple of hours by a Betty Jones. Well, she was making inquiries about a young man named Richard Davis. It was a shooting? What was it about? Who got shot? I see. Oh, thank you very much. Someone there recognized a worker named Richard Davis. There was a woman there. They got into a car that matched Betty's and drove away.
What was that about a shooting?
They're not clear on that. The only other person involved was the foreman, a man named Winchell. Still unconscious from a blow on the head.
Now, if that's the same Richard Davis that got into a car with Betty...
Did I get these over to Lieutenant Biddle? Fill him in.
All right.
Hurry up! Get him in. Come on. It's all right. Hurry up. Is there anybody else in here?
It's Saturday. Everybody's off for the weekend. On the table, right here. Take it easy. Easy. Okay.
Ow!
Hey,
Lift him.
Mother!
Mother's here, darling. Everything's gonna be all right.
Werner, he's lost so much blood, he should be in a hospital.
You get out of here. Come on, out! Stuart, stay out there with her.
Doctor, talk to her. Make her understand.
Get out!
That lady's right. If I have to replace blood or need life support equipment, this is not the place to be.
Don't worry about it, Doctor. I've had nursing experience. I'll help you.
Have to go in for the bullet right away. Scrub up.
I'm warning you. If you think you're gonna botch this up just to get me to take him to a hospital, I'm gonna know about it. And I'll kill you.
Please, let me call someone. If you love her, help me save her from killing her own son.
What happened?
Don't let her get away!
Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere.
Come on, out. If this is the way Werner wants it, that's the way it's gonna be. Let's go.
Yes.
Barnaby, I got a flyer here out of Denver that identifies Richard Davis as a Dwayne Pearson, an escaped fugitive.
Pearson?
Yeah, let's see. Father dead, mother married again to a carpenter named Stuart Compton. Davis is just an alias they were all using.
Then his mother must have known that he was in trouble all along.
Wait, it gets heavier. About 8 months ago, his mother was given a suspended sentence for trying to help Dwayne escape from a Colorado hospital for the criminally insane. Girl in this morning's paper is not the first one he's killed, Barnaby.
Barnaby, every hospital in the county's been alerted to report all gunshot wounds directly to me, and to be on the lookout for anyone matching Dwayne's or Betty's description. Now, don't worry, we'll find her.
Well, make it fast, John. I just checked out the blood from the car. It's type B, same as Betty's.
Wait a minute, Barnaby. Don't throw in the towel here. Dwayne's blood is type B also.
And there's a 50-50 chance on who was wounded. I guess that's better than nothing.
I told you before, let it ring.
He's not going to make it unless we get him to a hospital now. Mister, you got to make your wife listen to reason. Don't you people understand? But sure, I got the bullet out. But he's still burning up with fever because I haven't been able to stop the bleeding.
The bleeding has stopped. I've got eyes. I can see that.
Not inside. He's hemorrhaging internally.
On my son's life, if you let him die, I'll kill you.
Verna.
No! You're talking about my son. Save him, doctor. Help him, doctor. Don't let him die.
Make the call. Please. There can still be time.
I'd have Verna all to myself.
What?
If the boy does die, she'd have only me to turn to. I'd have her all to myself.
Oh, please, doctor. My poor baby. Help him. No, you're hurting him. You're hurting him. You're hurting him. You're hurting him. You're hurting him.
The type of wound I'm talking about would have been made by gunshot, but might not necessarily have been identified as such. I see. Thank you.
What's all that about?
The amount of blood in Betty's car, I would say that whoever was wounded didn't get very far without some kind of medical attention.
But I heard Lieutenant Biddle tell you that he's alerted all the hospitals.
In the county. But I am concentrating on the hospitals in the vicinity of where the car was found.
They'd report a wound as soon as any of the rest, no?
Maybe, maybe not. Depends on circumstances.
You know, you're right. I think I'll try some of these, too.
Hello. I am making an inquiry as to whether or not your hospital treated a victim of a gunshot wound today.
A gunshot wound today?
Or a wound that may have been made by a bullet, but...
Sir, before you go on, it just so happens that Dr. Oxford, our duty doctor, up and disappeared this afternoon. And so any serious injuries have been routed straight on to other hospitals.
Your doctor disappeared. What was that about?
It's a mystery to us. Last anyone saw of him was when he stepped outside with some woman.
Do you know who the woman was?
No, just some woman who wanted to know if he had offices away from the hospital where he treated patients.
Did you check his offices?
Yes, but no one answers the phone.
What is that address?
Better sit down.
Is he dead?
You're just like your father. Always getting into trouble trying to do things on your own. I told your father, I said, Billy, you're not man enough to drive a truck. I said, why don't you save your money? You could open a health club and have me to run it for you. And you know what he did? He got behind the wheel of that smelly thing. Drove the whole rig right over a cliff one rainy night. And you're just like him. You're headstrong, you're always fighting. You always want to do everything on your own till you get in trouble. And it's, Mama, help me. It's all right. You just rest a while. Don't worry. Mother will take care of everything.
just like I always have. Stewart, I want you to point that gun at that man and shoot him.
Hey, now, hold on.
Don't listen to her.
You let him die. You die. Do it.
Stewart, you're in enough trouble already. Don't add murder to it.
Stewart, can't you be a man? Just once.
Don't do it, Stewart. Don't let her throw your life away like she threw her son's away.
And after him, her. Shoot them both. Stewart? I won't wait you to do everything.
All right. Let's just be nice and calm. Stewart, you untie the doctor. Doctor, when he does, you call the police.
She won't use that gun, Stewart. Take it away from her.
Don't try it. Go on, untie him.
It's the kind of man I always wind up with. Jelly for spines and brains to match.
Verna, stay back. Oh, please. Don't make me shoot you.
You're like him. You're weak. You don't have it in you to pull that trigger.
Yes, I do. I will.
Do it, lady. If she gets that gun away from you, she'll kill us both. Shoot her!
Verna. Please, stay back. Verna, don't!
You're right. Remember the last time I gave you some of this old brandy?
When I was hurting so badly with that toothache.
Want to see if it still works?
No, thanks, Barnaby. It's I don't know, a different kind of hurt this time. That woman. Oh. If you and JR hadn't come in when you did it.
That's something you better come to terms with right now. And don't let it haunt you. Would you have been able to pull that trigger?
I was going to say no. I guess that's what I'd like to think, but I know now I would have shot her. And that's why I hurt so much. Oh, the burners of this world. They make you realize, given the circumstances, you could be.
Put that bottle away, Betty. It is champagne tonight. Just made a reservation at the Lucky Rooster for 8:30.
The Lucky Rooster?
That's pretty posh.
You sure you can afford a high-class place like that, Jedediah?
Me? Wait a minute. I thought you pick up a tab, you pick up a tab, I pick up a tab. We alternate. That's the deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the deal.
Oh, right. You picked up the last tab.
And I picked up the one before that.
Yeah.
You sure you still want to go to this Lucky Rooster?
Sure, why not? I don't have to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the rest of my life.